Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Light the Torch podcast. I'm your host, B. Jones, and I got my boys with me. There he is, to the right. Got a masked Avenger. I don't know what he's got going on, man. I guess he thinks it's EDC. Black J. Right here. Next. Can't even get to this intro right now, man. And right next to him, we got my guy Gunner, man. What are you doing? Bottom right, got my guy Tyler, and to the left of him, we got my guy Raul. And boy, do we have lots and lots to talk about today. Lots to rant about today, but we'll save that for a little later, man. There's a lot to get into, man. It should be a great show. We also actually have an announcement to make. But before we do that, man, we want to give you guys a big thank you. We finally reached our goal, 500 subscribers. So thank you to everyone who contributed to that, who subscribed. If you are not subscribed, please go ahead and do so at this time or any time throughout the live.
Do you have any like clapping kind of sounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys. For everybody that tunes in on a weekly basis, or whoever can't make the live but then takes the time to watch the video. We appreciate the love.
Absolutely.
Yep. Definitely really appreciate everyone's love and support on the videos that we've been uploading. So keep showing the love, keep this channel growing, keep the community growing, keep everything positive.
That's right. And we will continue to keep you guys fed. We are working on some big things, man. We have a big announcement today that we'll get into a little later. And we also are working on some player interviews coming up, and as well as former players. So stick with us, man. We keep you guys fed, Trojan family. That's what we do, man. So anybody you guys want to interject? You want to jump in?
Yeah, just appreciate all you guys again for supporting. So let's continue this journey.
Yeah, same. Appreciate what you guys are doing. This just started out as a little bit of a hobby for the five of us here, and it's turned into something fun. And now, it can be a little bit more serious now that we're starting to grow, and we're excited to see what the next level is, because we just want to be a part of the Trojan family, just like you guys do, and pass down what we've learned and what we know, and just be able to keep that fire lit. So
absolutely.
Anything you want to say, Raul?
I kind of mentioned in the beginning, we appreciate the love, and keep sharing the channel with friends, loved ones. We appreciate it, and we'll continue to keep you guys entertained. Blackie Chan will hit that 40-yard dash, 4.6 according to him. So we'll see if we make it happen.
Who are you beeping over?
You don't wear that thing the whole live?
That was my next question, man. How long we got to put up with this, Blackie?
It hurts with my glasses on. Whatever. Fine, it's done.
There we go.
Well, I also have this too.
Oh my God. Oh boy.
This is what the new YouTube ad revenue came, for all you guys. This is what Blackie spent it on.
Bro, this was like $15 on Amazon. It's cheap as hell.
Nice. That was cool because of the peace sign.
I was gonna wear that for the USC game against CU or whatever, but like it literally got so sweaty in there, like I couldn't see out the little eye holes in there. I was like, nah, I can't do it.
That's hilarious. All right, let's move on, man. Thank you guys again. All right, let's move on.
All right, so do we want to talk about the other news that we got going on, or do we want to talk about that a little bit later?
Let's break that later.
Okay,
sure.
All right, so then we're moving on to the defensive staff being complete. Welcome, Coach Henny, aka Coach Eric Henderson, Also, hashtag dog work. That's been trending, at least when it comes to USC Twitter. Like, this, like, what was it that it stood for?
I was about to ask you, Blackie Chan. You've been all over that. You got to tell us what dog work means.
Yeah. No, but everyone should be excited about Eric Henderson. Like, the man, he knows how to develop. He knows how to motivate these players. Like, if you guys haven't seen any of his motivational speeches, like the one that he did with South Carolina, or the one that he was with Frosty Rucker, like that guy just makes you want to run through walls for him. Like take a bullet for him. Like, that man just knows how to motivate people and inspire people to play harder. So no wonder we all saw the picture with him and Aaron Donald on his Twitter. Like, he like what was it? Frosty Ruckers even says that he was a great teammate. Even the WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns credits Coach Henny about this. Like, that's just insane. Oh yeah, and Bear Alexander, like, him and Bear are like a match made in heaven. Like, how do you guys not, like, they are a perfect match? That's like Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams, Eric Henderson, and Bear Alexander just rolls off the tongue. Like, how can people not be talking about this? Like, we'll get into that a little bit later, but like Eric Henderson and like the whole defensive staff that we got is just insane. Like if like, just looking at their names, like, sure, but you got to do some research into Matt Enns, Danton Lynn, or Deanton Lynn, however you want to say it. Like, these people have resumes that just pops off by their tapes, and Doug Belk, like, all these people, all these coaches had significant roles within their last organizations, and the fact that they could have gone anywhere else and become a head coach, or even Matt Enns probably could have gotten a head coaching job in FBS, but they chose to come to USC, and they chose to they saw Lincoln Riley's vision, and they decided to follow and help him bring USC back. And it's just like that just tells me that Lincoln Riley is serious about everything that he's been saying since the offseason, that USC is going to be defense, or at least he's going to be focusing on defense in this offseason. Like, people want to clown on him about it. It's just insane. Oh yeah, thanks, Raul. So dog work, it means discipline, attitude, work ethic, and grit. Like, people may say that that Lincoln Riley is just thinking about offense, but like, the acquisitions that he's been making just shows that he's growing as a coach, and that this is going to be a different culture. This is not going to be, I'm going to outscore you kind of culture. This is going to be, we're going to manhandle you. We're going to beat you in the trenches on defense. It's just, I don't know. I don't see how people are not excited about this and how people are not talking about this. So, but yeah, that's my little also really quick about Eric Henderson. The people that he's coached, like, he previously, before the Rams, he was with Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa. Like, and then also, like, I'm sure Aaron Donald didn't need that much coaching, but to stay motivated, to continue to get better, like, he's gotten better every year, and that's also, like, he would credit Eric Henderson in his improvement. I'm like dead serious. He probably would credit it, but what else? He was the coach of the defensive line coach of the year in 2021. How, like, just hearing that should make every defensive line coach just like, or not defensive line coach, defensive lineman just like look back, like that stupid meme where they're with their girlfriend and then they're looking back and they see Eric Henderson. Like, that should make people really think twice about USC again and put them clearly at top of their list for their destination. So, what do you guys think, Guns? What do you guys think about this hire here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a slam dunk. especially after watching that video of when he was able to speak to South Carolina this year ago or so. Just hearing about how he grew up, about family members passing away, unfortunately left and right. So I mean, he's been through the hard times, and most of these big time recruits, especially in the trenches, they kind of have a rough upbringing, right, at times. So he's going to relate to pretty much every living room and every family member. So I'm excited.
What about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm excited. He's got ties to the South, and a lot of those big boys are built down there. So being able to go and be familiar with those types of schools down there, I'm super excited about that. Like from the big picture, like Riley proved that he's like a really, really great CEO of USC football this offseason. Like he basically said, I've got the offense locked down. The defense has been a problem. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to hire just like the most badass list of defensive coaches that I possibly can. And I'm not going to have to worry about it because they're going to go get it done. And I mean, I don't think any of us would have thought we'd been able to pluck a head coach to be a position coach. D'Anton Lynn was very, very strongly rumored to be going to the NFL. And then to be able to top that off as the cherry on top with Eric Henderson coming back to college after being the defensive line coach of the year, like ain't nobody going to think that was even remotely possible. So it's going to be fun. I mean, just seeing what the defense did in the bowl game and being able to take that and have all of these guys go to work, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. Raul?
Yeah, I'm excited about the hire as well. You've already seen it, or as most of us USC fans have seen it. A lot of recruits are excited about it. Kind of like what I'm not sure who it was, but was it Tafe or Anthony James regarding Bear Alexander. I think he tweeted out something about manifesting it since like 2020 about working together or whatnot. So that's awesome. Excited for Bear Alexander and see what he can do this year. And then, just all the, just the experience that Henderson brings, and kind of where Gunner mentioned, he'll be able to relate with a lot of recruits that, grow up in the inner city with the tough upbringing. So excited about that. And just one thing, fellas, Blackie Chan got the follow from Eric Henderson. So he heard that he can run a 4.640. So he's like, oh, man.
Yeah, man, what brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
So he's like, oh, I got to start following this guy. He can run a 4.640, a podcaster.
He's going to be in my living room soon trying to recruit me.
Yeah, you got any eligibility left, Blackie? I mean, we can put you at nose with those shoulders, big dog.
Hey, if that Miami tight end could get 9 years, Blackie Chan could get a year.
That guy has been in college football longer than Patrick Mahomes has been in the league.
That's insane.
Like Mahomes went into the league in 2017, and he's been playing college since 2015. That's insane.
I've been through like 3 head coaches.
Why would you want to put yourself through that? Like, is he taking any classes?
Yeah, I saw actually someone tweet that was like, "What kind of classes can he take?"
I can't hear you.
They're running out. They're running out of classes. So
yeah, he's probably a professor,
right?
But yeah,
you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
What's your overall thoughts of like our whole defensive staff and Coach Henny?
You're asking me?
You?
Yeah,
big
you.
dog.
Okay, yeah, man. Listen, he's incredible. I knew it was going to be a big hire. When we first heard that there was going to be another hire, just because that's just the way we've been doing it all off season.
Yeah,
but man, before we found out it was going to be the Rams defensive line coach. Like really, is the Rams defensive line coach. He's coming over from the NFL to coach college. That is big in itself. And then you take one of the best, not even mentioning that he's one of the best in the NFL, and he's coming over to coach a college team. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just any old defensive line coach that we got from the NFL. No, he was the best at what he did in the NFL. Yep. Now he's coming over to college. Like, just the fact that, like, how is this not being talked about? You know what I mean? I'll get into that in a minute, but
yeah, hold off for that. But yeah, so really quick, just from like within 24 hours, IMG defensive line, London Merritt, he's excited about this. He's like, wow, that's a great hire. And he said he's going to easily come back to USC and take a visit again. So like one name like this guy definitely has have people turning their heads real quick. They're breaking their necks just looking back at USC now.
Right. And it works because, you know, off season's coming up. You look at any of those Rams defensive linemen, they're going to want to get some extra work in. Obviously, they're going to call Coach Henney. Coach Henney's going to be like, hey, yeah, come on over. Come on campus. Come work out at the facility.
If we can get Aaron Donald on campus
during the offseason, how's that sound?
That just
Montana, does that work for you, Dion Montana? Is that okay for you?
Bro, like all the defensive line that are on our current roster will just like be like, I want to say fangirling out about it, but like they would be excited to be able to pick his mind and just watch his form and everything. It's just, I don't know.
I know guys that probably didn't choose USC because of NIL reasons are probably kicking themselves right about now. You know, that's what happens when you value something else instead of, you know, the bigger bag, like getting to the NFL and development. You know, now look at Bear. Bear sitting, chilling in his penthouse, getting trained by an NFL staff. I mean, an NFL guy, and probably going to be training with pros this offseason.
Logan says, will Henderson recruit defensive tackles like Coach O? Yeah. He knows what good defensive tackles look like. He knows how they work. Like, he was the best defensive line coach in 2021. And I'm sure he was probably top of the list 2022, 2023. Like, the Rams defensive line is like top of the line. So the fact that like he's going to know what it takes to get into the NFL to play at a high level like the Rams defense does. So like if you don't want to be coached by this guy, then like you don't want to be in the NFL in a sense, in my eyes. I know there's probably some great defensive line coaches out there, but like this guy, he has NFL experience. Like he knows what it takes to be in the NFL. Like, why would you not want to be coached by him?
Yep.
Didn't he coach 2 top rookies this year on the defensive side?
Yes.
Kobe
like
Turner.
A rookie that was like had like 8 sacks or something like that this year.
Yeah, 9.
Combined for like 17, and then they was one of the best duos and pressures in terms. So pretty cool stuff, definitely.
And they weren't the first rounders either, right? They were like 3rd or 4th rounders, something like that.
Yeah, Kobe Turner was a 3rd rounder.
Is that his name? Kobe Turner, yeah.
Yeah. Another one was like Brian Young or something.
Byron Young, yeah.
Byron.
Yeah.
And we still got Nua. So
yeah, I was literally just thinking that like we still got Sean Nua, and I'm pretty sure Taylor Mays is still on the staff because we've done all of we're finished, right? Didn't Lincoln Riley say he's completely finished?
Yep, the defense staff is complete.
Yeah, so
we haven't heard of him being let go, so I'm assuming he's still on the team.
Yeah, I would assume he's just an analyst back to his original role.
Yeah,
I know you guys are bringing up Bear, but just imagine Shelby, Fountain, even
Isaiah,
and all these guys. I feel like they're gonna put in work this offseason, and it's gonna show up on the field next year or this year later in the year.
Yeah, Isaiah Reichs is probably excited, like super excited for this.
You know who I'm interested to see, who it affects, or how rather, Sam Green.
Sam
Yeah,
Sam
that's what I'm
Green,
excited about too.
Yeah,
Elijah Hughes.
exactly. We got
Like there's a
two guys.
like our defense. Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead.
Our just like our defensive line just literally just got so much more better. Like they had did they have like top 5 rush defense or whatever this year? I would have to look that up, but
UCLA, yeah.
oh no, I'm talking about the Rams.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, that guy with this scheme is just a perfect match, man. So it's gonna be great.
It starts all in the trenches, and having a guy like him definitely sets the standard. Yeah, Logan says I see a lot of Aaron Donald and Carlin Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. He's a versatile guy too, man. That's what I like about Carlin Jones. So he mentioned today, if you guys haven't checked out that interview on USCJ's page, man, make sure you guys go do that. Only after this show, of course. But yeah, he mentioned that he's up to 295 right now.
Yeah.
So he can easily be 310 by the time he even gets to campus, or 305.
Yeah. He hasn't had Benny Wiley getting him in the shape that he needs to be.
So I think he may finish his career like close to 330 if you know what I mean. Once man, just imagine, man, that kid's gonna be a beast, and he gets it. You watch that interview, you can tell, man, he's a smart kid and he gets it. Big personality.
The defensive line that we're getting this class is going to be underrated. People need to really take a look at our recruits and realize how talented they are.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else want to add on to Coach Henny #D.A.W.G here?
Nope. It's time to move on. Let's move on.
All right. This is for.
All right, guys.
All right. So we're going to talk about the coaching openings and kind of the potential impact to college football. Real quick, if you're looking for predictions on those openings, check out Views from the Stands channel on YouTube. Dropped a video on that, so go support. But yeah, guys, I mean, with how college football is today regarding the portal, NIL, I mean, we will definitely see situations where head coaches and assistant coaches move on to the NFL. I mean, even if there's a situation where that person's there for a short amount of time, given the hectics and the headaches that go on in the college football space. I mean, a good example is Jim Harbaugh, right? I mean, he's potentially leaving to go to the NFL. What will they do? I mean, obviously they could certainly hire within, but what if those coordinators decide to follow him, which would be an interesting decision, right? Relationships are gone. People are probably going to be going into the portal, and it just keeps extending. So there's no structure, and I think that's kind of the big issue right now in terms of this and how some of these coaches, mainly the assistant coaches, really will go to the NFL because it's essentially easier. So hopefully in the future, again, we're more structured like the NFL, and hopefully it helps in some way. But obviously, at the end of the day, most of these coaches want to go to the NFL. That's probably their number one passion. So, I mean, you're still going to see that at the end of the day, but I think it just kind of comes down to how it's not structured right now. So that's kind of my thoughts on really the carousel, guys. And again, go check out the channel, and I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I think I know that guy over there. Views from the Stands.
Yes.
Yeah, good guy, man. Good guy.
But yeah, if you guys have anything to chime in, just your thoughts, go right ahead. Tyler, do you want to start it off? Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, it's fun talking to like Michigan fans who think that Jim Harbaugh is going to come back. Like, why did he interview for both the Chargers job and then the Falcons job after that?
Right.
Like, the dude doesn't want to have to deal with the year-round stuff of being going through recruiting, and like he clearly doesn't want to be there anymore. So he's going to be gone, and it's probably going to be Sharon Moore that's going to take over. So NFL wise, if I had to throw my own predictions out there, I think I was surprised that the Cowboys didn't fire McCarthy, because I thought that Belichick would have been a good fit there. I'm also surprised our buddy Bort and his Eagles that they haven't canned Nick Sirianni, because he clearly was carried by his 2 offensive and defensive coordinators the year before. And so why not actually bring in a real coach that knows what he's doing, because Sirianni doesn't. So, yeah, if I had to make some predictions, I'd say that I said Dan Quinn's going to Seattle. There's been some rumors there. And then I think Belichick's going to take the Falcons job and Harbaugh is going to take the Chargers job.
So I'm actually surprised that Guns didn't mention good old Kip Kingsbury over here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely moving on, right? To potentially
Please take
the
him.
Bears.
Please
do take him. But I mean, there's something else obviously I didn't talk about is what our guy from Trojan War, I think Matt, I believe, has been kind of hinting at it. Yeah, where maybe if Lynn wants to leave, which I highly doubt, but right, I mean that's a situation where, let's say their DC goes to be a head coach for some reason, and then let's say Minter becomes a head coach at Michigan, Ravens might want to go back to Lynn. I doubt it, but there's there's situations like that could occur with programs like ourselves.
Right.
The only reason why I would think that Jim Harbaugh would go back is if he was using the interviewing process to get more money from Michigan. But I still think he's leaving. Like, he could be using this as a bargaining chip for Michigan to start paying him more, making the highest paid coach in all of college football or something like that. I don't know. But like, he has tested the waters with going to the NFL so many times. Like, he thought he had the job clearly at Minnesota, because he just walked in there, like, put his feet up on the desk, probably like, when do I start? And they're like, it's not that easy. And then he ends up having to come back to Michigan with his tail between his legs, but he acted like nothing was wrong. Like, Michigan fans should know that he's on a like a timer until he decides to leave to the NFL. Like, I get that they want to hope that he comes back, but I don't see it happening. And it'll be good for us, because who knows, maybe some people are like the recruits for Alabama, that they just want to come play for for Jim Harbaugh, and they just all have a mass exodus. So
I don't know, guys. I think I'll be going all against what you guys think in terms of Harbaugh. I think he stays at Michigan, and he's just using this as a bargaining chip, especially if the rumors are true about him trying to get a guarantee that Michigan won't fire him.
But see, the thing about it is, he doesn't want to deal with every year.
Guilty.
He doesn't want to deal with that every year, being accused of something, like being suspended, being fined, or whatever. He doesn't want to deal with that anymore, because they're attacking this man for like the smallest things now.
Exactly. They're definitely. I would say that. I mean,
we'll see. I mean, hopefully he does move, but I just have a feeling that he'll probably end up staying at the very least this year. And I don't know. I just feel like he's not going anywhere.
I think he wants to follow in Pete Carroll's footsteps and try to win a Super Bowl now. So he got his national title. He's done it all now, at least in college football. He was undefeated or whatever. His quarterback is leaving, so he's going to have to break in a new quarterback. So I just don't see it at this point. Like, does he really want to kind of start from scratch again? Because at least when it comes to the offensive side, they're still keeping Donovan, on the team, but Donovan Edwards, there you go. But Blake Corum, JJ McCarthy, both gone.
We'll see, but I mean, they still have a solid.
There's a lot on defense too, so like they got a lot of turnover. That's a very veteran team that he had for sure. So, I mean, he doesn't recruit that well for having one of the most prestigious jobs in the entire country. Like, he doesn't seem to, want to get out there and rub elbows with people to make that stuff happen. So, yeah, I think he's gone. Like I put some money on that, Ro.
Nah, I don't want to put money on
Yeah.
it. But
Yes. See, I want him to go so we can get Mason back.
I mean, there's no
But do you
guarantee
think he would
comes,
stay
but
because of Jesse Minter, though?
who knows? But we'll see. But kind of Rick brings up a good point. Does Pete Carroll get offered a head coach job? What if he gets offered the Chargers job, comes back to LA?
That's a possibility. I mean, like I said, it's definitely something to keep our eyes on, man. There's a lot of movement going on right now. We'll see how it.
Do you think if he came back or if he went to the Chargers, do you think he would ever come back to campus at all?
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I just personally feel like he had no choice but to leave at the time, and he kind of got the short end of the stick in terms of like all that bullshit that went with the NCAA. Like, it wasn't his fault either. I mean, he either stayed and go through the hard years or move on and accomplish some of his goals. So I don't blame him for leaving, honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
It'd be nice if we could get him back on campus and maybe do some like speeches or whatever, talking to some of the guys.
Yep.
It'd be nice if we could just hire him instead of Cliff Kingsbury. So that's a long shot.
And then Tim, he said Pete had two natties instead of one, guys. Come on.
Sure.
Yeah, but he wants to follow in Pete's footsteps, just like being the one and only, or is he the one and only head coach that's has a college and a NFL championship?
Who?
He doesn't have an. Jim doesn't have an NFL.
No, but like I'm saying, is Pete the only one that's to do that?
Pete, sorry. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think I read that.
It was a list I came up recently. I think it was like
believes, yeah.
I would have to actually look that up, but
never mind. There you go, Rick, with the stats already.
Of course,
Rick will know. We don't need to look it up. Rick will know.
Encyclopedia.
Shout out to Rick, man.
Wait, Jimmy Johnson too? Oh, with Miami.
Yep,
yeah, Jim Johnson. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there was a list out there, but yeah, man. All right, that's gonna do it for coaching carousel, and let's go ahead and move on.
All right. Did we want to, or when are we going to do the other news?
What's that?
I think towards the end, right?
Yep.
Okay, at the end. Okay, cool. That's fine. All right. On to you, Raul.
No, so big news this week, fellas. I guess rumors that were swirling around since last year that Juju Lewis was gonna, reclassify and become a 2025 recruit instead of 2026. How does that impact USC? I think it puts it in a great spot, right? Because when it comes to QB depth, we don't really have much right now, right? We had to kind of scramble around and sign Mayava. So I know that there's rumors out there that Juju might decommit. Don't believe all the rumors, guys. It's like I would encourage these kids to take those official visits. Good for him that he's going to go visit Georgia in February. And all the other schools that he has to take. If I was him at that age and have that spotlight and going through all that trouble, might as well take advantage of those free visits and just kind of go for the experience. And just kind of going back to what he said, right? When he committed to USC, he said the reason why he chose USC and Lincoln Riley is because he thinks that'll be the best spot to develop him, his offensive schemes. What other coach out there with the success that Georgia has, they can't come close to Lincoln Riley's resume? I mean, he had a huge flex this past weekend with Hurts and Baker going at it. So I don't see Juju decommitting from us. Hope that's the case. I hope if NIL becomes an issue, I hope Mama Jen and the boosters has that figured out by the time the 2025 class is up. But we're in a great spot in terms of like recruiting rankings. I think he dropped to like the number 9 player In 2025, he was a number 1 2026 recruit. And then just kind of give you some stats on Juju. He was the freshman Max Prep National Freshman of the Year in 2022, and he was a sophomore as well this past year. In his varsity career, in 28 games, he's won 25 out of the 28. He's had a 65% completion percentage and 96 touchdowns. So he's a real deal, fellas, as you guys know. So what do you guys think?
I mean, Georgia's obviously the hometown team, so that's why he's even giving them a look. But if you want to compare,
resumes.
There you go, resumes. I can't even think of the word resume. That's crazy. But you want to compare resumes as far as development, man, it's not even close. So it all depends on what the man values. I mean, obviously, the hometown team is always going to get a look.
Yeah.
With our guys, the California guys, we always get a look. But do they sign with us? You know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes, man. I mean, NIL is looking better, but he seems to value development as well. And all the trainers are out here, all the best quarterback trainers out here. Lincoln himself. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer if you ask me. So
and
I'm not worried about it.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
See, okay, look at who Georgia has put in as at least with under Kirby Smart. What quarterback's in the NFL right now for them?
Stafford.
For Kirby Smart, no one.
For Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart.
No one, right?
Because Stetson Bennett was in there, but he got released. I hope he's getting his shit together for why he got released. But
it ain't like you got a degree to fall back on either.
Huh?
It ain't like you got a degree to fall back on either.
Yeah. I don't get why. Sure, they're always going to be looked at as the team to beat because we all know SEC bias, but it's just come on. Lincoln Riley just had 2 quarterbacks playing against each other in the NFL playoffs, Baker and Jalen Hurts, and then he's going to have another quarterback that's going to be a first-round pick in Caleb Williams. He has Kyler Murray. It's just why is it why would people think that they're going to get developed at Georgia to be a first-round pick for the NFL? It just makes no sense. And I get it's just because they've proven to win, but if they're not looking at our defensive acquisitions and then Lincoln Riley, it's a no-brainer.
Yep.
What do you think, Tyler, of Juju reclassifying?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, honestly, I think Juju has. I mean, Danelle just posted it in the chat. Do you think Juju would start as a freshman? I think he's got a really good chance to do that. I think Miller probably has 1 year left, and then Mayava plays the year after. And Julian Lewis's stats and the way that he just absolutely carves up high school defenses, did it as a freshman. And so I think he does have a really solid chance to do that. And if he does start in 2025, guess who his receiving core is? That's the junior year of Zachariah Branch, Deuce Robinson, Mekhi Lemon, and Jacoby Lane. And then you've got Walter Matthews playing tight end. The kid is literally just going to sit back there and just pick apart defenses as a true freshman. He can make every single throw already. I have zero concerns about him stepping in and being able to do that because he's done it already throughout high school so far. And I mean, he threw 2 picks this year. He literally is. He's well beyond his years already, and it's not, in my opinion, going to be the same thing as JT Daniels reclassifying. This is a different type of player. Can make every single throw, and he's going to have Lincoln Riley, not Clay Helton. So
yeah, I mean, you brought up a good point, Tyler. He went from, I think it was 12 interceptions his freshman year to 2 this past year. So that shows a lot of progression, and him developing as a quarterback and making his reads.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's with less less talent around him as well. I believe the last year's team was a very good team, I believe. But yeah, I mean, him reclassifying just helps us. It smooths everything out in terms of the QB room and the future kids out there for the 2026 and 2027. Yeah, I'm not worried about him taking visits. I mean, he's going to be taking visits to even Auburn, supposedly Colorado. I mean, um, we'll be fine as long as he'll be on the official visit, which I expect. We'll be there. So
no one can match Lincoln Riley's resume. And that's the reason why he said he's what he's looking for in a college, right? So if he sticks to that, and kind of Tim brought it up in the comments, his dad's been raving about Lincoln Riley as well. He comes from a good family that they know what they're looking for, and I think USC is a spot for him.
Right.
Yeah, people are going to really notice his development when it comes to Miller Moss. They're going to see like people have no idea who Miller Moss is except for if they watch the Holiday Bowl. But the moment that he lights up the Big Ten, people are going to take notice. That like people are like, I don't know why people still think that he's not a quarterback whisperer. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people even say, well, he only does it with 5-star QBs or something, or generational talent. He always has a generational guy to even be successful, or something. I'm pretty sure you guys could tell which fan base would be saying that, right? But it's funny, man. Like they do everything to discredit Riley, man.
Oklahoma fans.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Like people are like, oh, like he only has transfers that he didn't have before they got to him. Like I was going on with like someone, they were like, oh yeah, Baker Mayfield would have been a first-round draft pick if he stayed at Texas Tech. Like, like are you guys serious? They're like, oh yeah, Kyler Murray would have been a first-round draft pick if he stayed at Texas A&M. What are people smoking? And then Caleb Williams, like, yeah, sure, he was he was a great quarterback coming out of high school, but it's just like he followed Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma. Like he said he would walk on to Oklahoma just to play for Lincoln Riley. Like that's when you know that he knows how to develop.
Yep, and then Lincoln Riley also visited him today, right? One of you guys confirmed it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he did visit him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he did. Yep.
Lincoln Riley's not going to he's not going to let go of Juju.
Hold on a second. Stop happy. I'm gonna kick your butt, man. You're late again because you didn't have your notification bell turned on, man. So why don't you go ahead and do that right now? Yeah. Man, somebody get Stop happy right, man. What's going on with him?
Jeff Rodriguez has a good point. Baker was a walk-on, did well, and Riley put 2 years into him. Caleb was with Riley the whole time, and Hurts was benched prior to coming to Riley. Nick Saban even told Jalen Hurts to go be coached by Lincoln Riley. He was going to go to Miami, and like people are like, "Oh yeah, no, that was just rumors." Like, no, if you look up when the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, they have a clip of Nick Saban even saying that. Like, how are people this dumb?
Welcome to the world of the internet, Blackie Chan. Everybody's got a voice, man.
I'm gonna die from an aneurysm because of him.
And then I have a question for you guys. That was which I believe we're gonna keep Juju. How do you think he impacts our 2025 class? Like, how big of an impact it'll be for him to start recruiting all the 2025 kids?
Well, wide receivers are gonna easily want to play with him. Like, who was it? Was it Austin French or who's the F French guy? The wide receiver, 5-star.
Jamie.
Jamie French.
Yeah.
Like,
Black, you're the worst dude with names I've ever seen in my whole damn life, man.
I mean, yeah, but bro, I mean, pretty much all these Georgia boys, even the D linemen. I mean, these guys play against this dude and can see that he's carving their defenses. So, I mean, it's kind of dumb for them not to go play for this guy with this guy, right? And if USC wants them, so definitely, I agree with what Priority said. Definitely needs to call that the Gorman O line, the three studs over there to protect. So, we'll see.
Yep.
real quick, we have 50 people in here and only 23 likes on the stream. We need to get that up.
Yes, sir, man. Whether you're a fan or not, man, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and the notification bell. Slap happy. All right.
Yeah. Shout outs to USCJ. Go subscribe to that man. He's getting these interviews. So are we all done with the Juju?
Don't even gotta ask. Let's move on.
All right. Are you ready for this, B Jones? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Luckily, I calmed down a little bit, but let's see what happens, man. It might get riled up while I'm talking about it. So, if you guys are following us on Twitter, you might have seen a little bit of this earlier this week. I tweeted out to a media member. I won't mention his name. I don't want to bash the guy too much, but there will be a little bit of bashing. I'm just forewarning. Just forewarning, just saying. But basically, I was just calling out the lack of coverage of our defensive staff moves, right? So I mentioned to you guys last episode how these talking heads would definitely said in previous years, if Lincoln Riley ever figures it out on defense, right? We've heard that how many times from these big media guys. Well, I don't know if you guys are paying attention out west. Clearly you're not. Even guys who claim to be Trojan fans and grew up in the Coliseum, right? And all that stuff we've heard.
I'm not going to put it up on screen.
Oh, why not?
That's why I love my guy Rick, man. But yeah, man, the guy claims to be a Trojan fan, but definitely just had the worst take about our Trojans, man. I mean, and mind you, he's the only one that I've heard, at least, that even mentioned anything about our hires, and then just was completely misinformed or uninformed, or just didn't do his research, didn't do his homework, which is pretty boggling considering that's your job. About anything about our defensive hires, man. Just kind of brushed them off like they're just whatever hires. These are remarkable hires that but they'll mention, well, what's that? Arizona, they'll mention the Arizona hires. That's headline, right? The headline that.
Yeah, Brandon Carroll or something like that.
The guy that just got hired. What? The guy went 6-6, right? But we hire a guy who's won 3 straight national championships on our staff. No mention.
Where is it? There it is.
What world are we living in, man? What world are we living in? But the guy claims to be a Trojan fan. I don't understand it.
It was like a backhanded compliment. He's like, but yeah, when USC's good, or I really hope they're making me eat my words. Like, shut up.
The guy says we have to see it. Well, obviously, you have to see every coach every team that's just hired as a new coach. Nobody's played a game in the 24-25 season yet, obviously. So you can say it about any team. What are we talking about? We're just stating the obvious. That's it. Come on, man. I mean, geez, man. These national media guys, man. That's why you guys follow guys like ourselves, Tim Prangley, Rick Anaya, USCJ, Trojan Blade. Who else? Carter, Rock Boys. Guys, come on, man. This is why
the Rock Boys. I like the Rock Boys.
Everybody else, man, they don't get it, man. They don't get it, man.
And like I get you were on a smaller channel before, and I liked when you're on that smaller channel, and you're now with this other channel and getting more views, and they probably are telling you what to talk about. But come on, like like who is the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator that that Alabama hired from South Alabama, and that's a great hire. Who he was like 6-6 or he was 22-16 before he left South Alabama. Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. But then we have a defensive coordinator who was the number one or like overall 11th in the nation on defense, and no one wants to talk about that. Like, why?
Sorry, man. Slap Happy is killing me right now. But
Pause.
All right, so but look, man, you mentioned it though. So it seemed like as if he's not allowed to talk about SC the way he wants to, man. I mean, we know that we've been disrespected by On Three a few times, man. Them leaving Miller Moss off the 2024 early Heisman list. That
was a betting site that did that. So.
What's that?
That was a betting site that did that. So I guess
was it? I thought.
It was. What was the betting site?
FanDuel, but they were promoting it still, right?
Yeah, I mean, so they still promoted it, but
then there was also the Lincoln Riley off the top 10. The guy had one bad season, and he's off the top 10 list, right? The best coaches.
Yeah, and they have Dan Lanning, who has what does he have credited to his name right now? Man, almost beating Washington 3 times.
It is amazing how the media. I mean, we know what's going on. This ain't nothing new to us. And obviously, I mean, like I said on Twitter, man, when we beating the Sonic rings out your favorite teams, man, don't be surprised, man. When you see those Mario coins flying up in the air, your favorite teams, smacking y'all all around the field, don't be surprised. There's a lot of development about to be going on around here. So, yeah,
I'm not mad about it, to be honest. Like, talking on Instagram and all the other places that you can find all the other fans, the other teams, like everybody talking about, USC going, 8-5 and stuff. Like they think that they're just gonna get whooped going into the Big Ten because we don't have any defense. Like all those fans like have no idea what's about to happen, and we're gonna just do a lot more fundamentally sound defensive football at the very least. And if we have, a touchdown swing, like how many more games do we win this year? Like when we get one more stop in the first half to create some momentum, how many more games do we win this year? Like pretty much almost every single one. The Notre Dame game was a little bit of an exception to that, but I'm excited. Like I don't really care what the national media has to say or doesn't have to say. Like they're going to go to work and they're going to prove it on the field. Like the rest of them can figure it out in the long term because they're not paying attention. So I don't know why they have a job, because you should be talking about it. But at the end of the day, like they're going to prove it on the field. Like we're not going to have the 125th ranked scoring defense next year. It's not even going to be anywhere close to that.
Right.
Especially with how terrible Big Ten offenses are. Like, there's no way.
Exactly. So you have to see it. That's funny, man. Bro, you got anything, man?
I was just going to say, it's all right, fellas. People are going to keep underestimating USC and not giving us the props to Lincoln Riley and the staff. We're just going to prove it on the field next season. And, when they realize it, we're going to hit them on the mouth, and they're probably going to be in the floor already and realize, this USC team is actually good. And Lincoln Riley actually finally paid attention on the defensive side. So we know offensively, we're not going to lose a lot. I know we're losing Caleb, but, Lincoln Riley, still a great offensive line. We have the weapons. And on defensive side with DeAnton Lynn and the staff, I think we're in a good spot, and we're going to surprise a lot of people next year.
See, I made this because this is how I feel whenever I see something on Twitter about Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, I mean, we get that a lot, man. We get that a lot, especially from a certain region of our country. If we did an analytics on where those posts come from, I don't think anyone would be surprised.
Yeah.
Cool thing is like he doesn't even need to know defense now.
Yeah.
He hired such an elite staff. He literally is like, that is their problem. They're going to nail it. We're going to have, top 30, whatever defense, give or take, somewhere in that area. And that's going to have us win, many more games. And we're going to win games with our defense instead of having Caleb having to stand on his head to, make magic happen. Like, we're going to be fine. He doesn't need to know. Like, it's really cool that he doesn't need to. Like, he's going to literally just focus on getting Zachariah Branch in space, throwing lobs to Jacoby Lane in the corner. Like, we're going to be fine.
Yep. That's it. They don't know what's coming, man, but they're going to find out. They're going to find out.
All of our coaches are 100% going to know when there's a halfback wheel route on tape. Let's just say that.
Right. They're all going to know what that looks like. And they're all going to actually watch film. We hired 4 coordinators. Somebody better be watching some film.
Why'd you have to bring that up? Now I'm mad. That just pisses me off.
You're never gonna have to see it again, Blackie.
I know, but like, I don't want to be reminded that he actually said that.
Yeah. All right. Well,
you didn't have to put it out into the universe.
Yeah. Speaking of pissed off, man, I said I wasn't. Well, I was debating on back and forth on whether I was going to get into this or not, but I'm going. So
yeah.
Since Tyler just pissed me off mentioning the name Grinch, I'm going. So
I'm just here to stir the pot, everybody. That's why I'm here.
Okay, now you can't win over here. No, listen, man.
God,
there's something that went down on 247 site. Yeah, man, I'm going there. I don't like when people talk about my friends. You know what I mean? We can joke with Blackie Chan all day, right? We crack our jokes. That's our friend. We can do that. Right? But I don't like when people talk about our friend. Especially a guy who does nothing but bring us great content daily after working 10, 12 hours, 16 shifts, a father, a husband. You know what I mean? And to still get disrespected by some, I don't know, some message board
keyboard monkey.
To try to nitpick and find any little thing they can to say to talk about my guy USCJ, man. There's a whole thread on 247 about my guy USCJ. If you don't listen, you don't like the guy, cool. Nobody needs to know that. That's not news. That's not Trojan news that everyone needs to know. You don't have to voice that your opinion on how you feel about a guy who don't even care or think about you. Like, what? How? Like, what type of how? I just don't understand the mindset of a hater. I'm sorry.
Tim, it is on that site.
And the thing was up there for at least a week or two, and nobody bothered to take it down until today, where I started going back at the guy who originated the thread. That bothered me a little bit. So, I mean, I apologize to Gerard. Didn't have to, but I apologize just because there was a little conflict there. But that bothers me, man. That bothers me. Jay does nothing but spread love, right? Does nothing but go work and talk Trojan football. How do you hate a guy like that?
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't tolerate that in our chat. If you're going to hit on USCJ, don't bring that into our chat.
I don't see other content creators getting hated on like that. I'm not trying to stir nothing, but what is it? What is it? Is it this? Is that bothering you guys? It's crazy, man. I'm tired of seeing it.
With that being said, this is why you need to join the podcast with Tim Prangley, Rick and I, Trojan Blade, USCJ, and us, and whoever else I'm missing. Come in. You got every day you got information from all these channels. So we appreciate the love, and whoever's hating, keep on hating, but we don't need that negativity in our channels.
Right, and I applaud Jay for not even taking the high road, man, for not even entertaining those haters. But I'm his friend. I'm a friend. I don't let people talk about my friends. So I'll fight for him. That's just, you guys know me. You guys know what I do for a living. It's part of me. It's part of my job. I can't turn it off, man. I go to bat for my guys. So
hey, for everybody in the chat, you guys find yourself a friend like B Jones, all right?
Yeah, that's another thing. The guy couldn't even comprehend how. One of his comments was, "How can a grown man take up for another grown man?" I'm like, okay, do you not have friends? Probably not. I understand why you're a message board king, right?
Yeah, you ain't going to back your friends. Yeah, you ain't a good friend.
I'll back mine. Let you know that right now. So if you see me in the Coliseum, you want to say something, cool. We can have a conversation. You're running, believe that. Moving on. Just have to get it off my chest, man. So
how's your blood pressure?
I'm good. Yeah,
all right.
So since we're talking big,
wait, not yet. We still have Tyler.
Oh, my bad. My bad. All right, I'm gonna go sit in the corner.
Yeah, we'll make this short and sweet. Just giving you guys some updates on portal right now. I mean, it's technically closed. Most of you guys probably know that when there's a head coaching change, then those guys have a 30-day window to be able to extend that. So with Nick Saban retiring, some big names are leaving Alabama. With Kalen DeBoer going to Alabama, what's left of Washington is getting purged right now, and then some things are potentially going to happen at Arizona. So the big names that anybody would want to be interested in is Caleb Downs and Caden Proctor, and we're probably not going to have a shot at either one of them. Caden Proctor's getting crystal balls left and right to go back to Iowa, so it looks like he's missing home. And Caleb Downs has a relationship with one of the coaches at Georgia already. So the likelihood that he makes that jump over is probably pretty high. It's pretty early, and I could see him taking his time before he gets to that point. So, but I would expect him to go to Georgia for sure. And then Jabbar Muhammad, cornerback from Washington. He looks like he's going to Texas. It looks like it was a Texas-Oregon battle. The only other name that from Washington that some people have kind of kicked around is Parker Brailsford. He's the center that was part of the Joe Moore offensive line. Started every single game at center. I don't know if we're gonna chase him down as much as I think we need a center. He's got 3 years of eligibility left, and one of the guys that we talked to in our private chat was mentioning that might mess with Jason Sandamella's development if he's got that type of runway left. And Jason Sandamella is the number one center, and you don't find very many 5 stars like that at that spot. So, or any blue chips for that matter. So I don't really know exactly how I feel about it. I won't be mad kind of either way, but yeah, I mean, it's still up in the air there. And then I guess the last update is first reports were that Noah Fafita and Tetairoa McMillan were going to stay at Arizona because the wide receiver coach that they were both close to was going to stay, and Jed Fish brought him to Washington. And so if they were staying for him and now he's gone, the likelihood that they leave to follow him is probably relatively high at this point. Still very early. They haven't declared for the portal, but they're probably going to follow the coach because there's nobody at Washington right now. Man needs some help.
Yeah.
I miss anybody, Guns?
Just real quick on Washington, I actually heard that Will Rogers hasn't officially re-entered. So I mean, that'd be interesting if Fitch takes him, not Fafita. That'd be an interesting move. I thought Fafita, in my opinion. Huh?
I thought they did announce that. That's
No,
crazy.
so he was at the meeting when Fitch came, like their first initial meeting when he flew. Yeah, he was there. So maybe he's thinking about it. But I mean, just some things I have. I mean, staff junior day, excuse me, is next Saturday the 27th. So I'm sure we'll have some stuff later on there. But yeah, the staff's just pretty much all over the place. You know, from Georgia, Florida, Maryland, Utah, Washington. So it's pretty cool to see everyone, you know, going out there and getting those offers out for 2025 and 2026.
Any chances that Sabian Brown potentially enters and wants to come home, or Woodyard?
No, I haven't heard any. I do have.
So yeah, from what Scott has said, if that were to happen from at least Zabian's standpoint, there would be a spot for him supposedly, according to Scott. So we'll see if that transpires.
Well, right now they're pretty much, I wouldn't say they're guaranteed, but like without what's his name who just entered the transfer portal, like Payne Woodyard has a good chance of starting real early.
Oh, with Caleb, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Caleb Downs transferring, so he has a good shot to start early. But does he want to start under the South Alabama defensive coordinator that no one knows his name right now?
Right.
Everyone wants to play for Nick Saban, so
yeah.
Did you guys want to? Donnell Smith said, "What are you guys hearing about the Rick Caruso and NIL? Did we want to talk about that a little bit?"
Yes. That's
what do you know then?
Yes. Rick Caruso, NIL.
That's it.
Over here, he's taking the lead, man. I haven't heard much else on that, but by next episode, we'll have a little more on that.
All right. So wait, is it time?
Yep.
All right. So you want to talk about it there, B Jones?
So as you know, our Trojans are moving to the Big Ten, and so are we, man. We are moving to Big Banner, the Big Banner Network, and we'll be partnered with those guys over there, man. So we are now officially a part of the Big Banter Network. Yep. So yep. So we are now officially part of the Big Banner Network. You will see us doing collaborations with a lot of other Big Ten podcasters and media content creators. So, yeah. Anybody else want to chime in?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for us to grow and have more of an audience when it's not just USC fans as well. Like we're going to be doing stuff with Ohio State fans, Michigan fans. So you guys are going to not just be there's going to be more than just one Jordan in there in our group as our resident Ohio State fan. So it's gonna be big for us. It's nothing's really going to change with the content that we're going to be putting out. We're still going to be putting out this kind of type of content, but we're going to be out to a larger audience than just USC fans.
Absolutely. So come in here and talk your trash.
Yeah. I know. It's going to be rough for Raul to have to collaborate with Oregon fans, or an Oregon group. So
hey, I already put up my PTO request in.
Right.
So yeah, like we're still gonna be, we have full control over our content. So it's not like we're not gonna be censored. We're gonna still talk our stuff, but just a more diverse audience now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need your guys' support. Like we're going into some new territory, and there's going to be more people in the comments, and you guys are going to have to go to war in there for us. So we appreciate the support, and we don't need Raul trying to take down every single Oregon fan that are going to start picking up on the podcast here soon. So we want you guys to be in there supporting us, supporting SC football, and it's going to be fun. We're excited about this.
Absolutely.
Now, like kind of going off of what Tyler mentioned, we got to show them why USC fans are the best fans out there. They give us a lot of crap out here in LA because we don't fill up the Coliseum or whatnot. But, I personally think that USC fans are the best out there. So you just got to, prove them wrong, fellas. So hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and show all these Big Ten schools why USC has the best fan base.
Stop happy. You got to be here on time, man, so you control everybody.
That's right. You ever figure out that Bell situation?
Sorry, Guns. I interrupted you.
No,
Go ahead,
no, you're good. You're good. I'm just excited to hear Ohio State just complain and cry about Billy O'Brien being their OC and how their offense is just not looking like the same. So I'm looking forward to that time.
I will say though, man, they definitely making moves over there. Ohio
They
State.
are. They definitely are. Yeah, it's just Billy O. So.
Yep. It'll be interesting.
So wait, who was their offensive coordinator before?
Technically, Heartline.
Really? So is he going somewhere else?
Technically, it's demotion.
Probably
I guess you
doing
would say.
co-OC.
They're demoting him.
Yeah, either co-OC or just back to wide receivers coach.
Who were the wide receivers that should have came over to USC before? Come on,
Listen, man, when you
Brandon. What? I can't remember his last name.
we know you can't remember his last name, Becky Chan.
It's okay. It's old age.
Old age guy going to run a 4.6 in September. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, is LBC still in here? How is he training, dude? I'm
Yeah. What beers has he been drinking?
Yeah, Rick. Oh yeah, he's there. Rick, if you're still here, Blackie Chan said he's gonna race you on that 40.
I'm not even gonna put that out there.
That'll be after.
It's already out there, big dog.
No, I'm not talking about what he just said, but one of the comments from.
Oh,
rude.
Yeah,
God.
Yeah, man, that'll be right after Raul kicks his field goal.
Hey, for you guys that weren't in the last episode, I was telling the guys that I could hit a 30-yarder, a field goal. So I got to prove myself. I can't embarrass myself. I was a former soccer player, so I'm pretty confident I can hit that 30-yarder.
Oh yeah, easy. You got it, dude.
Yes,
Do you guys think? Sorry, this is going back to the transfer portal. Do you think Bear is talking to McKell right now, like saying, "Hey, if he didn't think anything else about coming to USC now, but now we got Eric Henderson. Like, I wonder what his thoughts are with Eric Henderson.
I really want to hear what LT Overton wants to do. His coach that he committed is gone. We got his former teammate. Come on over, buddy.
Yeah,
That's
Window's open. We don't gotta wait for him like Mikel. So
yeah, he came in the same class as Anthony Lucas did, right?
I believe so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he reclassified. Yeah, so I mean, he's got two of his
buddies,
running mates on our defensive line now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think Overton is somebody that I think that we got a better chance at than Mikel right now. I mean, Georgia is now like the clear alpha in the SEC. Like there's like Texas is 2, but it's Georgia, then a decent distance, and then Texas, and then everybody else. So.
And real quick before, and we're probably closing out here soon, for Bear, can we just start recruiting him to come back for his senior year? Because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to miss him, dude. I'm going to miss him. So if we can start recruiting him, you know what I'm saying? Come back for another year, baby.
Yeah.
Who knows in today's landscape, man? But I definitely think that he will.
He's living good, so
enough.
Definitely is living good, yeah.
This next upcoming season for sure.
Yeah, Anthony James did say it right though. Like Texas is recruiting really well right now. My question is, what is Oregon's like their cap right now? Like, where are they at? They keep adding a whole bunch of people. Like, aren't they at 85 right now? They should be. There has to be at like 100 right now.
They're over. The last I saw was like 90.
They're over, and people still yet to. Well, I don't think they can leave right now because the window's closed. But like, do you think there's going to be a mass exodus if they're really over their scholarship?
Oh yeah.
I kind of alluded to it a couple weeks ago. I can tell you this: that receiver room is not entirely happy. So
Brian Pelham, you made a mistake.
I mean, if I'm being honest about Pelham, man, I don't see him getting on the field much his first year.
Yeah, now that they have what's his name, Evan Stewart.
Yeah, and plus
his position was just filled right there.
Yep, and then the thing is that it's wide receiver
is
you
old,
guys. Remember that wide receiver you.
This is old, but as of December 11th, the Ducks had 94 scholarship players, and they're allowed to be at 85, and that's after losing guys like Bo Nix and Bucky Irving. Like they're gonna have to figure some stuff out. So
there's gonna be some uncomfortable conversations coming up. So
it's gonna be spicy.
Like, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to take your scholarship away from you. So if you still want to play here, you're going to have to start paying yourself now.
Right.
But they can't even do that. They could be a walk.
Uncle Phil just going to drop some secret bags.
Yeah.
Right. Basically pay for their tuition.
Say Oregon Math is funny. But that stigmatism that KT was talking about earlier.
Real quick, B. Jones, did you? I know we were talking about Evan Stewart a few weeks ago about how he was talking about the training staff at Texas A&M. Walter Nolan even reiterated that too. He said to watch out for the training staff and to read your contract before you decide to sign with Texas A&M. So I maybe he wasn't lying about that.
Yeah, I mean, same was said about our training staff years ago. Who was that? Armstead, I believe. He had a little issue with our training staff. I guess it happens in football. Like, players won't agree with, even in pro sports, training staff's diagnosis of the injury, and so there's always back and forth, and you never really get the full story. I can tell you, a mentor of mine who played at my mentor played. He was a Bruin. He played for the Bruins, but he played with a hairline fracture in his ankle for his whole time with the Bruins, and was drafted by the Steelers, and didn't even know, until he got to the Steelers that he had the hairline fracture. So there's always some funky stuff going on with with the training staff and players, man. I can tell you that for sure. So when I made that video, it crossed my mind. I'm like, I kind of want to get the full story, but that kind of confirmed what I was thinking, man. So who knows, man? But either way, we got a promising young wide receiver room, and we don't really want to mess up with that chemistry that we got going on. And we can't just be letting anybody in our locker room, man. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll get the guys that we need or in that fit the program. As far as our receivers are concerned.
And talking about wide receivers, there's a few wide receivers in the NFL playoffs, so make sure you guys tune in to the games and show love to the remaining Trojans on the NFL. We got Amon-Ra, Robert Woods, I think, with the Texans, and who else am I forgetting? I think there's Aguilar.
Yep, Aguilar.
Aguilar, yeah.
And one question I do have: how many Oregon wide receivers are there?
They're really good at reminding you about a lot of the things that they do well.
That's right. That's right, Tyler. Big zero, right?
That's funny.
When was the last time they had a really good offensive player in the NFL?
Like as an NFL player,
D'Anthony Thomas is like the last great Oregon player that they've had, but he was a situational player.
Herbert. If you want to count Herbert, that's the only thing that they can lay claim to is Justin Herbert.
Yeah, but like I like he does good things, but like what has he done though in the NFL besides barely getting them to the playoffs?
Like I said, that's all they have to lay claim to. So that's all they got, man.
They have a Heisman Trophy winner, but he was out of the league in like 5 years.
Yep. Yeah, maybe. Put it like this, man. Name me 3 Oregon Hall of Famers.
But let's see.
The fact that you have to look it up is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's actually take a look at this.
You'll never be us, Oregon. Ever.
Just like the Clippers will never be the Lakers.
Here you go, man.
Wow.
I had to throw it in there, man. Come on. I had to throw it in there. You guys can have the nice stadium. You guys can have a billionaire as a booster owner, but you guys can never replicate what we are.
Never say never. Guys getting old, relying on AD. He'll be street clothes again in 2 weeks.
We'll see, man.
Cringe coming from the guys who roll Kawhi Leonard out there on a wheelchair once every 3 days.
Not gonna lie, I didn't know this, but John Madden went to Oregon.
What's that?
John Madden went to Oregon. I did not know that.
Did not.
You guys want to tell our resident Ohio State fan how we feel about Billy O'Brien being their new offensive coordinator?
There he is, Jordan Kapler. What are your thoughts? We want to know your thoughts because I hope you're okay. Like, do we need to check up on you?
Well, I'll say that you guys got him a lot of pieces to play with, but we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, John Robinson. Didn't he almost go to Oregon? Yeah, he did go to Oregon, huh? I do recall that on LBC's podcast. So shout outs to LBC with all that. Let's see.
But he's in our Hall of Fame, though.
Yeah,
he's in our Hall of Fame. He's done more for us than he did them. So,
like, I don't get where Oregon just seems to think that they're the best things. They're so delusional. Yeah, I'm not finding anything from their Hall of Fame. It's just sad.
My point is that.
Let's see. Jordan says, "Let's run it. Brings a guy in with tons of experience. Let's see what happens." Yeah.
Like I said, you guys got him plenty of pieces to play with. So if he fails at Ohio State, then you just ain't it. You got a receiver room, you got a running back room, you got a quarterback now. So there's no excuses.
Oh yeah, they did get that running back from Ole Miss,
and they have Henderson. So,
oh yeah, Henderson's dang. That's kind of a stacked backfield.
Yep.
All right. Anything else, guys?
Nope. I think that's gonna wrap it up for us. Make sure you guys check out Gunner at Views from the Stands.
Yes.
Yes. Make sure you guys check it out. Of course, our guys, the LBC Trojan, go ahead and check out his channel. Tim over there at Voice of College Football and Trojan Wires, by the way. If you haven't checked out the article on Trojan Wire, go ahead and check that out. Shout out to you, Tim. And who else?
USCJ.
Yeah, make sure
USCJ and Trojan Blade game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we've never really talked about them, but the RLC boys, Rock Boys, they put out some good content.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out to the Rock Boys. and
Yeah.
Carter Sports as well. But yeah. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that button before we get out of here. That like button and
Notification bell.
help him hit that notification bell. Get some assistance. But with all that being said, man, we're gonna get out of here. So, fight on, Trojan fan.
Right on.
But all, fellas.